Hello, and welcome to the Galloway home. Let me take your hat. Come in and see our beautiful home. This is our entrance hall. This leads to the front room. And take note of the windows as we take our tour. Now, if you look, you'll see these beautiful wood arches and the woodwork here. And that was done by Pullman car workers at the Pullman factory. And this is all hand-carved pine. So if you take a look at the details, all of this work has been done by hand. As we come in, we'll take a look at the stairway going upstairs. We have, again, hand-carved pine, except for this part is actually walnut. Now, I'm going to tell you a story that has been told by several volunteers. This comes off, and they used to say, if the children saw the pineapple on the stairway, the kids were supposed to stay quiet because Grandma was taking a nap or Mama was taking a nap. Not true. Edwin P. Galloway was on a tour and said, "My mother never said that." That's not how it worked. So myth bust, that is not a true story. It's just something that people thought, and it's just that this is a separate piece than this. But pineapples mean hospitality, and so we're very welcoming to you and showing you our hospitality. The other thing you're going to see two of, and that's going to be gasoliers. And we're going to show you. So you would take this would go into the key, and you would turn it to turn the gas up or down, and you would light the gas, but there was gas here, and this is electricity. So it's a gasolier because it had both the gas and electricity. You couldn't always count on electricity. Gas was always available, so they had both because then they could light either way. So as we're coming in and we see there's a gasolier here, and there's also a gasolier in the conservatory. As you come around, we also have the dining room is this way. And I'm going to talk about this plaster here. Several people have said, "Oh, that needs repair. We need to make sure that it gets done." And I talked to the State Historical Society and asked about the plaster, and was asked, "Well, has it moved? Is it?" And I said it hasn't moved in well over a decade, if not longer. And had said it's already had a repair, and I was told, "Don't repair it again. It's now settled, and it's fine, and to leave it, and that way you're actually preserving it." So we are going to take the preservation rules on this, and we're not going to repair it. It's fine, just the way it is, and we want to make sure we're keeping in the preservation aspects of this too. And now as we're going through, this would have been the telephone hall, our conservatory, and we're coming around, and I'm going to show off the parlor doors were pocket doors. That means they slid in and out of here like a pocket. And this beautiful glass that we see is on these doors. The light would have shone through. So normally this would be closed. And this room was used for funerals and weddings, special occasions, parties. The Galloways were very hospitable, and they did have different parties in the house. At one time there was a table here. We took that out because the Galloways would have kept this open for all of the people to be able to come in, and all of the family that even lived here would have been running around. So we've restored the hallway to more like the character of what it would have been when the Galloways lived here. And as you look again at the beautiful woodwork that we have on top of the arch, and as we come in, we're going to see the hand stenciling in here is a little more elaborate. And we have this beautiful hand stenciled ceiling. The other type of stenciling like this you see in the State Capitol in Madison on the rotunda. It's the same style of how that stenciling was done. And then we come into the parlor and we have furniture to sit on, as you would have a party or a funeral or a wedding. Things would move around as the family needed it. This is the Chickering Piano, and this is a Galloway piece. We have it closed up because you'd only open the piano when someone would be playing the piano. And no one's playing it, and it also helps preserve the piano to keep it closed. So we have that closed. Then as we come around here, we can see Edwin Henry Galloway. This is Edwin P.'s grandfather on his father's side, and this would have been done about the 1860s, and he was mayor, so this is kind of a political portrait. He was also a senator. And then this area, we have the arch here and this kind of bump out. What it is this is where if, like Edwin A. Galloway, when he passed away, he was laid out here for the funeral. This is also where the children were baptized, in this room, and the baptism would have taken place here. But the fun thing was Theresa was married under this arch, and if we take a look, she always said she was married under the bluebird of happiness. And as you can see, the beautiful blues of that, the sun hasn't shown on it. It's the colors are very vivid and beautiful, and that is the beautiful bluebirds of happiness that she was married under. Then we come here, we've got, this is Theresa Adams Pierce. This would have been Edwin P., his grandmother on his mother's side. So this is another Galloway, but this is the Pierce side. Then I'm going to show you the window here. This is shuttered. So this is how they would have had it. Instead of actually closing the drapes, they would have used the shutters to keep the sun out. And it's a beautiful full panel, and then the shutters in the center. And these are actually two separate pieces, this long piece and then the shorter piece up top. So you could have just the top open, or the whole thing could be shuttered. And we come around to the mirror here. This was in this place. This is a Galloway piece, and this is where it was. So we haven't moved it. It stays here. And then now this is an unshuttered window. And if you can see, the window goes from floor to ceiling. Here's the top of the sill up here. Now the porch out here has no stair up to it. It's more like an airing porch. You could go, when the windows were both open, you could go in one and out the other and go in and off of the porch. Also, when the Galloways had a party, and the weather was right, the band would be on the lawn, and you would hear the band through the windows. So you could go out on the porch, see the band, and come back in. You could listen to the band through the house. And then we'll come around, and now I want you to look at the floor. And on the floor, this carpet was actually made for this parlor. And the G for Galloway goes all the way around the outside of the room. So it borders the entire room. And then up here, now this, the top of the decoration on top of the arch is different than you see inside the halls. This is more of the square piece. So this differentiates, this is a different room. This is the formal parlor. And then, coming this way, and here's, as you've noticed, all of the glass. This is the grandest, most beautiful of the glass. And each and every glass that you've seen has a different pattern of either fruits or flowers. And this has a combination. There's a beautiful archway here with the fruits, and here with the flowers. And of course, this is how people would come in and out of the house when it was a formal occasion, whether it was the party, the wedding, the funeral, the baptism. And as you come through, we do have a wood parquet floor, hand laid. It's difficult to see, so we won't be able to show you that, but have a safe journey and take a look at all of the woodwork on their way out.